Down Home Up Close is brought to you by...
When you walk into your home, the first thing you come in contact with is your floor. You want it to be reliable and stylish, and you want to be sure you have the right professionals to design and craft it. OC Rugs has you covered. They provide durable products that stand the test of time and custom designs that will fit your aesthetic and preferences. OC Rugs products are constructed to be stable and prevent skidding, so anyone, whether you're taking your first steps or it's your first time visiting, can feel confident getting around your home. OC Rugs features products from Cooper Family Floors, a mobile, family-owned business committed to providing quality floor service at affordable prices. Cooper Family Floors puts the needs of the customer first, always seeking to make each project better than the last. They provide luxury vinyl plank and laminate flooring, as well as carpet and pad, engineering wood, and tile. Cooper Family Floors has a combined 42 years of flooring experience and will put that wisdom to work for you without breaking the bank. Whether you need a new floor installed in your home or the right rug to complete your perfect design plan, OC Rugs and Cooper Family Floors will get the job done right. Visit OC Rugs at their Lancaster showroom, located at 1920 North I-35E, or visit their website at www.ocrug.com. For Cooper Family Floors, call 214-437-7424 or visit www.cooperfamilyfloors.com.
Waxahachie ISD is a growing school district that embraces innovative curriculum and teaching methods while still honoring our traditions of excellence. Our academic programs and exceptional teachers and staff allow every student to excel on every campus, every day. Waxahachie ISD's fine arts, athletic, career and technical education, and other extracurricular programs are respected throughout the state for their long histories of success. We are proud to be a vital part of the city of Waxahachie as we work hard each day to educate the next generation of our city's leaders. We are Hatchie Forever. Roll Tribe.
Hey Ellis County, this is Kevin Crouch with Ellis DownHome. I'm here with Ezriel Wilson. We call her Izzy, so that's kind of her nickname that we know her as. Yeah. And she is an artist, and as you can see behind me, has been quite busy. She does a lot of really wonderful work.
Thank you.
And I wanted to highlight her story a little bit because we have a lot in common in terms of being young and turning our passion into kind of our livelihood and just kind of what we are doing, what we do for the community and what we do for our families and just making it life, right?
That's true. You left out hip.
Well, there's that too. I try not to be too cool. It doesn't usually work out well for me. So first of all, just kind of tell us about you. And then as a part of that, kind of tell us how art is such a big part of who you are.
Well, like Kevin said, I'm Izzy. I'm a local artist here in Waxahachie. Been doing it for quite a while, but really actively started painting in about 2017, 2018, getting really serious about it, thanks to my awesome husband, Cody. But yeah, no, I've grown up here, or did most of my growing up here, got super into art, have been into art thanks to my mom also, and just started giving it that push, giving it that all, and having that positive reinforcement just kept driving me, and everybody responded super supportively, so I've just kept on.
So I talked a little bit about how we, myself with Ellis County Weather, you with your art, have kind of been able to make it the center of what we're doing. As far as our livelihood, as opposed to going to a job every day that takes up so much time that it's hard to commit yourself to. That's true. Your passions. So what was that transition like from this being, hey, I'm going to do this like in my spare time to, being like a full-time, full-blown gig?
Well, it was definitely something. It was spontaneous, needless to say. I had been working in the retail world for like almost 10 years. I ran Hastings down here in Waxahachie. Everybody knows me from the book department and stuff. And those Friday nights, gotta love them up at Hastings. Rest in peace. But later on, I transitioned into specialty retail, working for Apple and stuff. And just after a while, doing that typical 9 to 5, but more like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You just kind of get burnt out over it, like, after a while. And I mean, I learned a lot of really great skills, a lot of really essential things on how to run a business. So I was like, why not? Like, let's take the leap. Let's do this. And like I said, Cody was very supportive. So when I decided, hey, this is my last day in retail, that was my last day in retail. And I left and did not look back. So it's been a journey for sure. There's definitely trials and tribulations. You know, the legend of the Red is always going to be hardcore. So that's just part of it. But we keep doing what we're doing because we love it. And do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Now, Cody is an artist as well.
Yes.
So I'll let you kind of plug what he's doing as well. And I'm sure that helps your relationship as well, as far as keeping each other motivated in those things and allowing yourself the patience, but also like putting up with each other's crazy ideas and all the, you know, all that good stuff.
If anything, we inspire each other more than anything. I mean, we come up with ideas and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this idea? And he's like, absolutely. What do you think of this lyric? And I'm like, absolutely. Yeah. So Cody is actually, he's been in a few bands, quite a few bands, but very talented musician, but he is in the local reggae band, Burning Slow, reggae rock. So kind of a different twist on reggae that you don't really see typically, but they're a little more of a mix up. It's pretty cool, very interesting, and definitely the music scene's insane.
It is, especially because, and I'm sure that the pandemic has been. I know for me, I was kind of already working at home, right? So it wasn't. Well, I say that I started the pandemic working at a clinic, which, you know, that was crazy, and then, you know, going from that to working from home. So it didn't seem to really interrupt me too much, but from I guess from your end, you know, you're painting at home. It's not really that huge a change, but, you know, for Cody, that's going to be huge.
Well, I mean, it was, painting at home was not a big change. It was a big change when the kids were at home all the time and mom couldn't paint when the kids were at home. Right. Now that was something in itself, but, and we learned together and they painted too. But, once we started dealing with like shutdown stuff up in Dallas, it was insane. Cause I mean, they primarily play up in DFW. They play down here in Waxahachie, usually over at the Oasis over in Midlothian. They've played at the College Street Pub, but now things have quieted down. People are starting to go to shows. Things are looking up. Like they're playing Dallas Reggae Fest on April 10th. And there's a lot of things that are opening up now. But yeah, that was a hard hit. And we tried doing like play music at home, do home shows, this, that, and the other. And a lot of people were receptive to those things when you would go live, but it just wasn't the same. There's just something about being in that live music environment that is just like the best.
I can totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that. I haven't been to a lot of concerts, but the ones I have been to, you don't get that anywhere else.
No,
you know, you don't get that feeling anywhere else. And then, you know, for the musicians, that's especially, you know, one of those things that you that's just, you're just alive up there. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. And then to kind of like, how do you keep those chops fresh, all that kind of thing. But for you, fortunately, you know, except of course with the kids being at home, you can paint at home. You can kind of work those chops and those kind of things. So one of the things that we were talking about, and another thing we have kind of in common, is that we are so deeply rooted in this community. And, and we have concern for this community. We love where we are, and you're involved several ways. So what different things are you doing involved here in Ellis County and Waxahachie to support the community and kind of lend your talents to it?
Well, one of the things that I do all the time is actually the yearly trash can painting that they do over at Getzendaner Park. Typically happens in September, I think is typically the date. But it's the trash can transformation, and we literally go through and paint. Like they'll have, at first the group started as a very small group painting a few trash cans, and once I got in on it, like I started seeing like numbers jump. You'd see like more people were coming out, community awareness was growing around it. Then like I could bring my friends. So that's always been the big one that we love to do in the community. I am following the city cemetery thing. You know, there's lots of different ways, very active with women's rights in the community though. Just having those friends and having those connections and, you know, just being involved. Like that's pretty much it. And then of course kids' school. nobody can not be involved in school.
Right, absolutely. They pull you in for sure. And of course, at the time of filming this, you talked about the cemetery situation. At the time of filming, this is probably airing a little bit later in the month, but we just had that event where the cemetery experienced some crazy vandalism on a pretty large scale. And so, I know that that's an area where you care about that, and you care about the impact that has.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it's a part of history. It may not be a part of history that everybody loves and everything like that, but those are folks that are no longer with us, that have been memorialized for those reasons, and they're there resting. There is no reason to disrespect their sacred place. That is just, I couldn't even imagine. No.
So for the painters that are watching, I want to give you a chance to kind of talk shop a little bit. I probably want to understand a lot of it, but tell us a little bit about, what your techniques are and what there's many different ways to paint, many different styles.
Oh, yeah.
So what is kind of your specialty and kind of what you like to do the most?
Well, so I used to not like painting people, but now you've seen that has changed. I've been painting figures for a while now. Thank you, COVID. But no, my style is pretty out there. There's never one consistent thing that I do all the time, except for my eyes, apparently, on all of my paintings. But they do say that once you become a master, you can literally just transmute the eyes onto anything. So, a little Italian Renaissance for you. I mean, my biggest thing that has grown me and honestly has set me more in my style and finding my style has been going to school and studying all of these great artists, and then kind of picking up tips and tricks from them. It's not just all watching a Bob Ross video or a paint pouring video on Instagram. Sometimes it takes going back to your roots, and the way that they would have done it back in the day is going to the academy and learning from the greats and copying the greats. And now I don't do any copying. Copying is just not something that I'm a huge fan of. There might be themes that I adopt from other styles and stuff like that. So there might be a blue background that inspires me from Frida Kahlo. And that is a blue that you will never forget when you see a Frida painting. I will take that blue and I will try to find that blue and put it into a painting. Or I might see the way that somebody uses line and just take that purpose and that way that they take that line and put it all over the canvas, and I'll use it too. Or texture. Oh my gosh. I did a piece that was really inspired by Van Gogh's Starry, Starry Night, and also Don McLean's song, Vincent, I think. But he goes Starry, Starry Night in his song. Painted him on there, painted Starry Night, and kind of adopted that whole practice. That is as far as copying as I've gone. But that was a process in itself. Teeny tiny tick marks, but building form through color has been a big one that I started adopting. That's a trick from Courbet and a little bit of Cezanne. So, just taking those greats and taking that inspiration from those greats in art history and trying to find my own way to be great. Here's Degas. I mean, there's even, God, what was another one that I was inspired by not too long ago? Can't remember. Losing it. But yeah, just being inspired by the greats and trying different things. I never stick to one, like I said, one style or one way that I paint or anything. There's multiple different ways, and it's always been a learning curve, no matter what. There's always been some hiccup or something where you're like, oh, I can't do that. But then once you see that you're getting it and you get that feeling of, oh, this is going the way that I need it to go, then it's the greatest feeling ever. Yeah. So, and you just keep pushing. So, yeah.
If there's anything I've learned, it's that greatness comes by trial and error.
Yeah, that's true.
It
that's
really
true.
does.
That's true.
So I know that you have a event coming up in Grand Prairie that you're involved in. Tell us a little bit about that.
So March 15th from 5 to 8 p.m. there's a come and go event over at the Grand Prairie Public Library. And it's going to be highlighting women artists, just in general, women in art. And basically just having women come out and show their artwork. I think there's men that are also showing artwork, but I'm not too sure on those details. All I know is I'm going to be out there. There's going to be other artists out there. I think there's going to be light refreshments as well, so that's cool. Shout out to Grand Prairie Public Library on doing that. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and they're doing another one for next month that's actually based on Asian Pacific Islander. Like, they were doing something different each month. And it's really cool when communities can do things like that and bring awareness to other cultures and other people that may not have a voice.
Very cool. Very cool. So I'm going to let you kind of plug where folks that are watching can find some of your work, where they can find Cody's music, all those kind of things. So just link us up and, and let us know kind of where to look.
Instagram for sure, Facebook for sure, and it's at Ezriel's Art on both of those platforms. It's EZRIELSART, and you can always reach out to me via Gmail, ezrielsart@gmail.com. Always taking commissions. I'm always taking mural work. There's always work to be done, and everybody deserves to have art in their home. Cody's stuff, Burning Slow music on Instagram, Burning Slow Band on Facebook, and that's BURING. No, I just misspelled that. BURNINGSLOW. And you can always book them too through Facebook or Instagram.
Perfect. Well, I'll have that all tagged down there somewhere as well, or up there on Facebook, down there on. It's somewhere, right? So thank you so much for talking to me a little bit. And this is what Alice DownHome does. This is what we want to do is highlight different talents in the community and different people that are living their passions. Some people do that through community service. Some people do that through art. There's a million different ways that you can express yourself. And, we love to see that, because to me, that's where true happiness comes in. If you can, if you can do what your passion is, there's not much better than that.
Even better when you get back to the community.
Right. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.